Today's focus group webinar is all about helping us optimize your CRM experiences with the sales and finance teams. We'll discuss in a venue to align sales and finance processes effectively and various tidbits on how to make it work at its best. In this bi-monthly community learning series, we generally discuss integrating Zoho applications with Zoho CRM and how it can help you get the best out of Zoho ecosystem. Today's webinar will focus on integrating Zoho Books with Zoho CRM and how it helps to bridge the gap between your sales and finance teams. Before we get started, I'm Shweta from Zoho Community. I'll be walking you through the Books integration for Zoho CRM along with their business use cases. We have a panel of experts both from Zoho Books and CRM alongside me to help answer your questions. So do drop your questions in the Q&A section in the left panel and utilize this opportunity to ask as many questions as you have about today's topic. We have pre-recorded this session in order to avoid any technical difficulties. In case you encounter any technical glitches, do inform us in the chat. We will try and rectify it as soon as possible. Some housekeeping information before we get started. Audio is available through your computer and attendees are muted. You can ask questions through the questions interface. Let us begin. Today's agenda includes a walkthrough of Zoho Books and Zoho CRM integration. We'll take you through the syncing process between the two applications. We'll also go through the benefits, best practices, and changes that have been implemented into the application to help you maximize your business, as well as the good-to-know aspects in this integration. We will wrap up with a Q&A at the end of this session. Let's have a brief look at what the inventory modules in Zoho CRM can accomplish. The inventory modules in CRM allow businesses to manage their pre-sales and post-sales activities in one place. The different modules offer the option of storing the sales and purchasing components of your sales cycle, right from storing products, vendors' information to creating purchase orders or sales orders or invoices. One can pull insightful reports using the data from these modules in the CRM. These reports can be shared by way of email or export. The CRM offers the option to design your own inventory templates to send to the customers. Now, let's take a look at what the Zoho Finance Suite has to offer. Zoho Finance Suite integration allows you to integrate your Zoho CRM with Zoho Books, Zoho Expense, Zoho Subscriptions, and Zoho Inventory. This integration benefits you in meeting all of your accounting expectations while saving you time. By integrating Finance Suite with your Zoho CRM, you can track the complete sale process from ordering your product to vendor management, creating automatic estimates and invoices, and receiving payment. That is, you can keep track of all of your invoices, estimates, purchase orders, sales orders, expenses, expense reports, and subscription data in one place. Your sales team might have to go on a field visit to close a deal. Expenses related to the field visits can be tracked right from within the Deals module using Zoho Expense. Your sales team can also submit their expense bills in Zoho Expense and get them reimbursed. With the help of Zoho Subscriptions, you can manage your customers' recurring payment. Zoho Inventory provides you with all of the statistics about your warehouse as well as live updates on the inventories you have in store. In today's webinar, we will focus on integrating Zoho CRM and Zoho Books. Depending upon interest, we will have a separate webinar that touches upon other integration in Finance Week. Before we get into integration, let's understand what Zoho Books is. Zoho Books is your one-stop platform for managing your accounting tasks and organizing your transactions. It is a single secure platform where you can keep track of your company's bills and invoices, reconcile bank accounts, manage spending, coordinate and oversee your activities, and eliminate GST compliance concerns. Zoho Books keeps you up to date on everything from customizing your accounting to knowing your financial well-being and all in between. Now that we know what Zoho Books is, let us look at why should you integrate Zoho Books with Zoho CRM with the help of Sam's use case. Meet Sam. Sam has a wholesale bookshop where he buys books from the publishers and sells them to small independent bookstores. He manages his sales process using Zoho CRM. Let us get into his shoes and understand his sales process better. Imagine that a new book is out. One of his customers wants that book in bulk and orders it. When an order is placed, Sam manually creates a code in his CRM account. When the order is ready for shipment, he sends an invoice from CRM. He will have his payment collected by his salesperson once the order gets delivered. But how can he know whether or not his customers has paid for the order? How does he keep track of his payments and get insights of his financial strength? That is when Zoho Books integration comes in handy. From acquiring a new book to supplying them to small stores, Sam can automate and track every stage of his sales process using this integration. He no longer needs to manually create codes and invoices in CRM. He can automate his sales process and generate automatic codes simply by creating a trigger. We will see in this session how Sam can leverage the finance integration to achieve this. Before we get to configuring the integration between the systems, let us take a quick look at how the entities are termed. The accounts in the CRM are termed as contacts in Zoho Books, while the contacts in the CRM are termed as contact persons in Zoho Books. The codes in CRM are the estimates in Books, and the products go by the term items in Books. Price lists in Books is similar to price books in CRM. Let us walk through the integration process. You can configure the integration from either Zoho Books or Zoho CRM. So, let's get to work. This integration has to be configured by the following steps shown here. We will see each of these in detail shortly. First, you have to choose the Zoho Books organization. Next, choose the modules and map the fields. Then, you can set trigger points in Zoho CRM and choose what to do with the native inventory modules in Zoho CRM. You should be on a Zoho CRM edition that's professional or above. For Zoho Books, you can integrate it to any paid plan you are using. The data synced using the integration will be accessible to the users who are present in both the applications. Make sure your base currency in Zoho CRM matches the base currency in Zoho Books. First, let's start the configuration from our CRM account. Go to Setup and choose Zoho under the Marketplace. You'll be redirected to the page where you can see the Zoho applications. Here, you can choose Zoho Finance Suite. Since I have integrated Zoho Books with CRM, I can see the option as Manage. But if you are integrating the application for the first time, you will see the Setup button. Now in the Finance Suite integration page, you can see the email address and organization associated with it and the finance modules. When you set up the integration for the first time, once you click the Get Started button on the Zoho Finance Suite page, your email address will already be populated. And all the organization you've created in Zoho Finance Suite applications will be listed here. Select the one you want to be associated with this integration. Or if you have only one organization, you can choose that. Here, you can see the list of finance module powered by each finance app. As I am integrating Zoho Books with CRM, I have enabled the option for invoices, estimates, sales orders, and purchase order. Similarly, you can enable the option for expense and expense reports and subscriptions and recurring bills by integrating it with Zoho Expense and Zoho Subscriptions. And you select the other finance modules that you need to be included in your Zoho CRM account. Now, let us configure the synchronization settings. While you're syncing the modules, as we have discussed in the previous slide, there are some changes in the field terminology. Here, accounts in Zoho CRM will be syncing with contacts, and contacts will be syncing with contact persons. Vendors will be syncing with vendors, whereas products will be syncing with items. For each of these modules mentioned, you can map the fields for synchronization. In the same Zoho Finance Suite page, under the synchronization settings, click on the settings icon here and you will be redirected to the contact sync settings. Here you can specify the following. Which modules need to be synchronized with Zoho Finance Suite contacts? So, you can choose whether you would like to have the financial transaction with only accounts or only contacts or both accounts and contacts. Even if you want to include the contacts which are not associated to any accounts, you can always check this checkbox. Next, we'll see which records need to be synchronized. So, you can select the list view from the Accounts and Contacts module. I have selected all accounts and all contacts. And also during the synchronization, if there are any duplicates in Zoho Books, you can select the option to clone, overwrite, or skip based on your preferences. Map the Zoho Books fields with those of Zoho CRM accounts and contacts based on your selection. So I have mapped my currency field, website field, and my billing and shipping address fields. Once you've entered all these details, you can click Save. Similarly, this can be done with the Vendors and Products module. The data sync between the system happens once in 2 hours. If you want an instant sync to happen, you can make use of the Sync Now button. While integrating Zoho Books, you can set trigger points to automatically create, accept, decline, and estimate, and create, decline, and invoice depending on deal stages in CRM. For example, if you want to generate a quote automatically when it reaches a particular stage, you can set a trigger point for that. Or if you want to generate an invoice when a deal is won, you can also do that. Or you can also choose none. After this, you can see there is a question that says, what would you like to do with the Zoho CRM's native inventory modules? You'll be shown 2 options, like you can hide or you can keep using them. It's based on your preferences. Once you are done with entering all of your details, this brings us to the end of this integration setup. Once you have integrated Zoho Finance Suite in Zoho CRM, a Zoho Finance tab gets created with the sub-modules called Invoices, Estimates, Sales Orders, and Purchase Orders. You can now create invoices, estimates, sales orders, and purchase orders within CRM, and they will sync with Zoho Books. You'll also be able to design your custom views, reports, and dashboards in CRM from the Zoho Books module. The integration creates a related list called Zoho Finance in the Contacts, Accounts, and Deals module. If you go to the contact and select any record, under the Related List section, you will see the Zoho Finance module. Likewise for accounts and deals. One can access and create an add a code, sales order, invoice to the records in CRM easily from the related list. A new section called Finance Details gets added in the record. The Books integration auto-populates this section with payables and receivables related to client, thereby giving crucial financial insights of your clients to the sales team. Now that we have seen the changes reflected in Zoho CRM, we'll see the changes reflected in Zoho Books. The Customer tab in the left panel of the Zoho Books captures the contacts and contact persons. This is the equivalent of accounts and contacts respectively in CRM. A new view called CRM Customers gets created in the Customers tab of Books. This helps you view all the accounts and contacts imported into Zoho Books. Similarly, for the Vendors module, you can view as CRM vendors. This can be beneficial if you want to do any mass update to the records in CRM. Also, you can search for the records in CRM from Zoho Books. For example, if you want to create a new invoice, click the search icon in the custom name field. And the pop-up, you have the option to search for the records in Zoho Books as well as Zoho CRM. Choose Zoho CRM now. Here you can enter the account name. And select the account name that you want to fetch into Zoho CRM. These accounts will now be immediately fetched into Books as customers and can be viewed and modified from here on. Now, you have successfully completed your Zoho Books integration with Zoho CRM. As all the required options and data related to Books are made available inside CRM, this integration cuts the needs to switch between Zoho Books and Zoho CRM, thereby optimizing the work of your sales and finance teams. Working with the Finance module. Let's say Sam is on the phone with one of his clients, and they are in the process of closing a deal. While on the phone, he would like to create an estimate in Zoho Books. He no longer needs to switch apps to make invoices because he has integrated it. Instead, he can open the client record in CRM. Scroll down to the Zoho Finance related list and create an estimate. He can also create an estimate from Zoho Finance module. Now, let us see how to create estimate from Contacts module. Let's take the record Emily Burns. Scroll down to the Zoho Finance related list and create a new estimate right from here. You can type the reference number and add a new item. Once you've entered the details, you can save or save and send the estimate. Similarly, you can also create a new estimate in the Zoho Finance module. Here, you can observe that it is exactly equivalent to Zoho Books while creating an estimate. And once you've finished, as usual, you can save it or send it to the client. In either case, it gets automatically updated in the Zoho Books record. Once you refresh the feed, you can see that any Zoho Books and Zoho CRM user can access it to see the state, in what state the deal is in. Automating finance operations from Zoho CRM. So far, he has made an estimate manually. Assume he has already negotiated a deal. When the deal reaches a certain stage, he wants an invoice to be generated automatically in Zoho Books. In our demo, we previously spoke about the trigger points. So let's take a brief look at that. We can set trigger points based on your preferences during the integration. For example, if the stage is set to a specific stage like proposal or price quote, you would like to create an estimate. Likewise, you can also create trigger points for creating invoices when a deal is won or lost respectively. The other option is, if you want to create an entity without being based on any deal stage, it can be done with the help of custom function. This link will redirect you to the post where we have shared the custom function. We'll share the link in chat as well as in the forum post along this webinar recording. Once that is established, you can record your payments in Zoho Books. Assume that the payment was made online and it is always recorded in Zoho Books. Or if the payment is made offline, you can also record it. If you only get a small amount of payment during the payment process, you can record it with a partial payment option, which allows you to keep track of the number of transactions done. So we'll send the invoice. So once the invoice has been sent, you can see the option record payment. So here, you can type the amount that you've received and hit the record payment. So if your amount is fully paid, it shows you the option paid. Let's discuss the benefits that Sam gets from this integration. Once he integrates, he can view all of his customers' receivables and payables under their respective records. He can create triggers or automate workflow rules to create an estimate or invoice based on deal stages. When Sam sells to international clients, he will face challenges in accounting as this brings multiple currencies into the picture. As Zoho Books supports multiple currencies with real-time currency conversion, the transaction with his international clients can be accounted for in a much simpler way. He will be able to allow his customers to access the client portal, where they can edit and update their contact information, accept quotes, and add invoices, and even make payments using the online payment gateway. In the event of partial delivery of books, he can make use of a partial invoicing feature in Zoho Books. You have now heard about the benefits that Sam gets from this integration. This can also help you in a variety of ways. There are certain important features of the integration process that we should be aware of. Zoho CRM's native inventory modules are unique from Zoho Books sub-modules created in the CRM. You can either hide them or continue to use them. As a result, if you hide your native CRM inventory modules, any workflows and reports associated with them will be hidden as well. The triggers will be working only after the integration is done. Records in the native CRM inventory will not be synchronized with Zoho Books. You can export the records from CRM and import them into your Zoho Books account as a workaround. Keeping up with the market trends implies responding to ever-changing global trends. Currency plays an important role in business, and manually updating the value of exchange rates is a time-consuming task. Zoho CRM does not support auto-updation of exchange rate. Zoho Books, on the other hand, does support auto-updation of exchange rates. Certain advanced aspects of finance administration, such as partial invoicing and retainer invoices, are yet to be supported in the inventory modules in Zoho CRM. We are currently working on Zoho CRM to enable Zoho subscription to be shown as a standalone module so that we can create reports using the data in that module. Parallel to this, we are working to grant light agents access to the data of Zoho Finance modules. In the plans for our future, We are looking to support workflow rules for the Zoho Finance modules. With this option, the workflow can be triggered based on the data from the finance modules. We are also looking to offer multi-organization support with Zoho CRM and Zoho Finance integration. To summarize, we began the presentation by highlighting the importance of integrating Zoho Finance Suite from Sam's perspective and how it has helped him leverage his business and bridge the gap between his sales and finance teams. Then, we went through the process of integrating Zoho Books and Zoho CRM, and we saw the changes reflected in both the application as a result of this integration. We also spoke about the good to know aspects of this integration as well as a peek into the roadmap for the integration. Try to test this integration in your account and let us know if you encounter any issues by posting your concerns and questions in the Zoho community forums. This brings us to the end of this session. We are open for questions. The panel will be responding to your questions in the chat. While my colleagues are answering the questions in the chat interface, let me take you through a few other things about this integration. We mentioned in a few places in the webinar about being able to record partial payment in Zoho Books. Let us see how this is done and how it reflects in CRM. I'll open an invoice that is present in Zoho Books. The invoice is already sent and we are waiting for the payment. Assuming that the customer has done an offline payment, I'm going to record this payment. As you can see, the total value of this invoice is $1,200. Let's say the customer has made a payment of $700. Now I'm going to hit the record payment button. So, as I've mentioned, the customer has paid only $700 out of the total amount of $1,200. So now the invoice status will be reflected as partially paid. Let us see how this looks within the CRM module. Once you choose your record in your CRM module, you can hit your refresh button just to get updated, and under the Zoho Finance related list, you can see the invoice related list displays the status, the total amount of the invoice, and also the balance due and etc. Similarly, in the Zoho Finance module, you will see the status among the other information within the list view. Now let's say the customer has paid the balance and also the payment is recorded. Since the full amount is paid, the invoice status gets updated as paid. Now let's see how this looks in CRM. Once you open the invoice record, the payment received section will show the number of payment, the mode of payment, and also the amount paid. What if I said you can create reports with the data from Zoho Books inside Zoho CRM? Yes, you heard me right. Let me show you how this is done. Let's open the Reports module in CRM and click Create Report. From the drop-down, choose the Zoho Finance modules you have activated in your CRM account. I'm going to choose the Invoice module and let's click Continue. So once it gets created, you can also pull data from the related modules like attachments, calls, meetings, notes, and tasks. Once you've selected your related modules, you can click Continue. You can add more columns and fields to your report and also filter your report with this Add Field or Filter or Column button. So I'm going to delete the client viewed and adjustment fields. Instead, add status field to my report. Click Done. So
In this report, I am able to view the invoice number, the account name, the balance, and also the status details. You can save the report or run to check if the report is returning the desired results. And yes, we are done. These reports can also be used to build dashboards in your CRM.
We'd like to thank everyone who came out for this webinar. I hope you learned more about the integration process. If you have any more questions, please feel free to contact us through the Zoho community forums. We'd be happy to help. Thank you.